Hey lovelies, you're welcome back to Reviews and Recaps. Today we're going to be talking about The Real Housewives of Potomac Season 9, Episode 11. As usual, I'm going to be talking about some of the key things that I want to focus on that I thought was interesting from the episode. So the episode started with Mia and the kids. Now, I will say that I noticed Mia's interaction with the kids and how the kids were relating with her. Sounds like they have a good relationship. Nothing to report over here. But let's talk about the meetup that Stacey had with the girlies, Gizelle and Karen. Karen talked about the love party that she was planning to organize. It sounded like the girlies weren't really sure what sort of vibe the party was going to be about. So she talked about there would be questions around sex and love. And of course, the drinks will be flowing. The part I want to talk about is when they talked about TJ. I personally feel like there is something really off about TJ. I don't think TJ is into Stacey. It is making her look embarrassing. The vibe is just not there. And she's all over talking about, oh, TJ. And I'm just like, TJ doesn't like you. He just doesn't seem into Stacey in any way. And I'm shocked that Stacey is not noticing that. And I also think that whilst Gizelle and Karen didn't actually bring this up to her, I feel like genuinely they don't see the vibe between her and TJ. I personally think if there was more of a unison chemistry between TJ and Stacey that was undeniable, I'm sure Gizelle and Karen would support her and just want her to be happy. But I feel like deep down they know something is off, and so they're trying to just say to her, explore other options, because they don't want to tell her that this option is not the right fit. I don't agree with them saying that, oh, she needs to explore multiple penises, but I really believe that it's more about TJ and how they are seeing the relationship between both of them. I want to believe, or I personally believe, that if it was a healthy dynamic where you can see both parties that genuinely care for each other, it would be hard for your friends to not want to support you and tell you explore other options. I think it's easier for them to say that because it doesn't sound like a personal dig to TJ. It's more like, well, it's not about you, TJ, but explore other options, Stacey. I don't think they want to outrightly say, Stacey, you like him, he doesn't like you. I honestly feel like Stacey's delusional because I like Stacey, but you live in your own head, in my opinion, because how can it be that this man, obviously, the way he's acting, the way he's reacting towards you, he clearly doesn't care, clearly doesn't like you in any way. He's not even trying to impress you in any way. That man does not like you. I'm not even sure he plays for this team. So it comes across as desperate to be fawning over someone who is not fawning over you. Is it just me? Let me know what you think. Do you genuinely feel that TJ likes Stacey? Let me know in the comment section below, because I genuinely do not see it. Maybe it's just me. Maybe you see the connection and I don't. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let's talk about the girlies and the Panama trip. So what it sounds like is, I'm looking forward to it because it's going to be a girls trip. All of the girlies are going to be there. I feel like that's going to create some interesting scenes for us in the next couple of weeks. I am a little tired of the constant, oh, Wendy is still doing this because she turned 40. Like, I'm glad that she's turned 40, but we've had like multiple events sort of pulling the fact that she's 40. I just think it's being used as a storyline because Bravo want her to host the girls trip. What I did think was interesting is Mia wanting to invite Jacqueline, knowing fully well that Jacqueline and Karen don't get along. I personally think if you're trying to invite someone to my house and you know I don't see it for the person, it's disrespectful to invite that person to my house without my permission. Now, I know that Mia did bring it up eventually, but what it sounded like was Mia was talking to the other girlies and then Karen overheard and then joined in on the conversation, as opposed to more of an intentional Mia trying to speak to Karen about it first. I think that if it did not come up, Mia would have just brought Jacqueline as a plus one, and that would have caused issues. But maybe I just don't think highly of Mia. But Let me know what you think. Do you disagree with me or do you agree? Sometimes I feel like Mia does things for the extra effect. It's almost like I want to do this because I'm going to get more camera time, and because some of the things she says, it's just wild. And the things she does is just wild. It's almost like now it feels like you're playing on, or putting on rather, for the cameras. Who else liked seeing Gizelle on a date? I really liked it. Gizelle was flirty, she was happy, she was having a good time. Yeah, like it was really, really nice to see. Now, I will say I was bothered by what she said in her confessionals, that the man is a bit too nice for her and she likes them a little mean. That is insane. Like, you're a grown ass woman with 3 daughters. I feel like you should know better, especially when you had a husband that was publicly cheating on you constantly. And I just don't get why you would say you want a mean person. I think that's like something you would expect a child to say, or someone like a teenager who hasn't really experienced life. Like, at your age, you've experienced life, you have 3 older kids, they've all moved out of the house, and you are saying something like that. That is wild to me. I want to be balanced and give her the benefit of the doubt. And I assume that she means she wants someone who's a little bit more, I don't know, rough around the edges or something, whatever that means. But honestly, you saying you want a mean man, Gizelle, if you're listening to this, you got to clear this up. Like, what do you want? Do you want someone that is abusive? Do you want someone that is disrespectful, constantly cheating on you? Clearly, I don't think you want that. If not, you'd have probably stayed with your ex-husband. So I don't really understand. I think you need to clear that up for us. I will say my favorite scene this episode was the lagoon date. I thought Karen did such a fantastic job with the decor. Everything looked beautiful. I also love like when people throw parties and incorporate like interesting games of questions and conversations in there as well. So I really, really liked it. Now, I do feel that whoever framed the question was definitely being messy, because the questions were very intentional and was designed to get a reaction. I personally think production wrote those questions, if you ask me. So the first question was about whether any of the couples felt that their partner had ever cheated on them. Karen and her husband said never, and then production were being messy by showing all of the allegations that were made against Karen about cheating on her husband. Well, the truth is, they are allegations. I don't think anything was ever proven. So if her husband feels like she's never cheated, then it is what it is. It was interesting, though, that the rest of the castmates looked suspicious. It's almost like they knew or they believed that Karen had cheated on Ray before. So I don't know, maybe it's like a rumor in their community or something, or they believed the rumors when it came on the show. But whatever the case may be, her husband doesn't think she's cheated. She said she ain't cheated, so it is what it is. Another thing I really want to talk about is TJ. I feel like TJ constantly likes to embarrass Stacey. When he was asked questions, he kept saying things that just made me realize, like, this, I've been saying this for a couple of weeks now, and the more episodes where I see TJ, the more I'm like, he doesn't like you. And Stacey doesn't come across like the person that would rent a boyfriend, like some of the previous, allegedly, like some of the previous housewives. So it is very weird to me that she really likes him or claims to like him when he constantly embarrasses her. He doesn't show any interest in her whatsoever. Stacey brought up that the girlies, Gizelle and Karen, said that whilst TJ is away in LA, he's probably doing his thing as well. I feel like Stacey brought it up because she wanted reassurance from him, but he didn't reassure her. Instead, he made a joke about it, saying that if he's sleeping with anyone, he is sleeping with his bunny in his bed. And I don't think he understands that that is not landing, and everybody just looked like, so you're cheating on her. That's not. I do know there are some people that like to use humor most times to avoid questions, but it comes across as disingenuous or just having something to hide, essentially. Because think about it. She asked you pretty much like it was a very clear, direct question. That was the opportunity. If you wanted to reassure her, I'm not stepping out, I'm not doing anything in LA, it's all about you. But he chose not to do that. Instead, he was basically giving it the impression that the girlies are right, that she should also probably be doing her own thing, and did not clear up whether or not he was stepping out whilst he was in LA. It honestly comes up like he has something to hide. If Stacey paid him to act as her boyfriend, he's doing a terrible job of it. Even Gizelle said she didn't believe that they were a couple. If Gizelle is saying it and we're watching it and we're feeling the same way, it's like whatever it is that she was thinking was going to land with TJ is not landing. And I like Stacey, so I don't want to believe that she's actually paying people out here to pretend like her boyfriend. But TJ is not it. So next season, I hope you get rid of him. Honestly, the whole event was lovely. I actually really enjoyed it. I wonder if they will continue in the next episode. Guess what? Jacqueline showed up. I feel like Jacqueline is just coming to collect her check because she already said she doesn't want to show up to Karen's house. Karen said she doesn't want her there. So why else did she show up? I feel like this is where I feel like producers sometimes step in and it makes it a little bit manufactured. Now, of course, it's going to be entertaining because Karen is going to drag her out of that place. But I just think it's very weird. Like, you cannot pay me enough to show up to somewhere I was not invited to. Especially if the host specifically tells me you cannot come, I don't want you in my house. I'm not going to show up just to prove a point, then get embarrassed when host calls security to escort me out. Maybe I have too much pride, but I will not be doing any of that. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Those are the things that really stood out to me. I will say overall, as an episode, I really enjoyed the episode. It was entertaining, it was fun, it was lighthearted, seeing Gizelle and Hamza, I think his name is. But yeah, it was really, really interesting just watching that. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, hit that subscribe button and tap that bell button so you know every single time that I post. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Bye.